Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital sees Britt Westburn, Kelly Thibaud, alive, but still letting her mom, Liesl Obrecht, Kathleen Gatti, and everybody else think that she is dead. And there may be more to why Britt is hiding from Liesl than we have seen happen yet on GA. We're going to talk about a couple of huge reasons that explain why Britt is hiding from her mother, Liesl, other than the obvious one. So right now we've got Britt living in Croatia at a posh resort, but on a very, very short leash. The guy who runs the place, Pascal, Mark Forget, works for the same boss she does, and he's making sure Britt can't really go anywhere. Pascal even took her car keys. Also, we've seen Britt injecting herself with meds that I'm pretty sure are keeping her Huntington's disease under control. These drugs might have been developed by her boss, or even Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard, or some secret source, and Britt needs them to stay alive. And that's the only place she can get them. Whoever made the drugs and is doling them out is saving Britt from this terminal disease, at least for now. So, there's Jason Morgan's, Steve Burton, theory that Britt is in hiding to protect her loved ones. Jason told Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, that Britt may think it's better for Liesl and others to think she's dead. That way, nobody has to watch Britt wither away from the terrible things that Huntington's does to your body. And so obviously Jason probably thinks that Britt's in really bad shape at this point, based on where her symptoms were and everything. Although he saw her and she looked okay, he knows it's a degenerative disease. So this is Jason's theory, and Britt hasn't said this out loud. But I do think Stone Cold is right about that part of it. That Britt doesn't want Liesl or anybody else to see her weakened and in a very bad state. But I think there's a lot more to why Britt's staying away and keeping the secret that she's alive. And I think obviously that's stuff that Jason would have no idea about. I think there's a shocking reason that Britt is staying far away from Port Charles when she's very much alive and still loves people there. We know Pascal is reporting to somebody, the same person that Britt is, and she's managing her symptoms, but she's not a happy camper. Britt's under somebody's thumb. She doesn't have much of a life. And by the end of this week, she's pushing back hard. That probably won't go over well. She is stuck at this resort basically in one room just going over data from experiments carried out by Dalton, who's back in Port Charles. But Britt's starting to get annoyed that she's trapped at the resort. And I feel like the person she works for has leverage over her. Something shocking that they are using to keep Britt in line. So yeah, letting Liesl think she died from Heather Weber's, Ali Mills' book attack is absolutely to spare Liesl from watching Britt die a slow and awful death. She may worry that Liesl would even blame herself because she couldn't save Britt from the Huntingtons that she inherited from Faison, Anders Hove. And we all know, as weird and twisted as she is, Liesl has a great medical mind, and she would devote herself to trying to stop the disease progression and buy Britt more time, even if the disease can't be cured. So Britt may be worried that Liesl would feel really guilty seeing Britt slip away and doesn't want her mom Liesl to feel that way, to feel responsible for not being able to cure the incurable. And another shocker that may be in store in General Hospital is Britt may be trying to protect Liesl from her mystery boss. This guy may have threatened Britt's loved ones to get her to cooperate. Her boss might have threatened Liesl if Britt tried to reach out to her mother. The boss may even threaten to drop Britt back in Port Charles just in time for her loved ones to watch her die. If this guy is really bad, there's no telling what kind of leverage he's got. We know the boss controls the supply of the medicine that's keeping Britt alive and her symptoms under control. And another possible shocker is that Britt might be trying to keep her mom and the mystery boss apart for other reasons. Maybe because of who her boss is. It could be somebody who might hurt Liesl or that has some sort of fixation. You know, like if Britt's boss was, say, Cassadine, like crazy Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy, because they were involved in the past. And yeah, he supposedly died in 2023. but that means absolutely nothing because Britt was dead too. And yet here we are talking about Britt not being dead. Plus, Victor's a Casadine, and they're like cockroaches. It's very hard to keep any of them dead. If you were watching back then, you'll recall that Liesl was the object of Victor's obsession for a long time. He claimed he was in love with Liesl, but it was a fixation because that's how Casadines roll. They don't have normal relationships. So there's a chance Victor could still be alive, and maybe he's the one who has Britt. We could find out that Victor saved Britt and found a way to keep her Huntingtons under control as a way to eventually win Liesl's heart. So in Victor's wackadoo mind, maybe he thinks if he can find a cure for Britt, then Liesl might forgive him and love him. You know, if he finds a way to let Britt live longer and with less severe symptoms, Liesl might say, "Oh Victor, you're wonderful." You know, so when Victor first came back on General Hospital in 2021, if you don't remember, he kidnapped Liesl, hoping to win her affection. He is definitely one who is willing to go to extremes. So somebody like Victor is a possibility as Britt's mystery boss that Dalton and Sidwell, Carlo Rota, were talking about. There are also similarities between Victor and Sidwell that hint they could be working together because Victor and Sidwell both like to keep people locked up in cells as prisoners in remote parts of the world and use people's family as leverage. Or you know, Britt's secret boss could be an old enemy of Liesl and Faison that we either haven't heard of or haven't seen in a long time. They definitely had plenty of people that hated them. And we still don't know if Britt's mystery boss is going to be a long-term player or just a really short-term villain who Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, defeats in Croatia and then it's over. In which case, it might be a throwaway bad guy. I personally think it would be great if it were Victor, because that could also lead to a reveal about Spencer Casadine, Nicolas Chavez, returning, and he is also supposedly dead. No matter why Britt is hiding from Liesl, I do hope that Britt lets her mom know she's alive very soon. And we've got Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and Vaughn Rice-Durfee headed to Croatia. So Jocelyn is on a collision course with Dr. Westburn. And Jocelyn, of course, would be stunned to see Britt alive, the woman who sacrificed herself to save Jocelyn from the hook. And then by the end of this week, it looks like Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, may encourage Jason to go to Croatia, as well to stop anything from happening to Jocelyn. If you remember, Anna warned Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, that Jocelyn is too new of an agent to do this, and she's in over her head. So we've got messy stuff coming soon, and the big bad boss reveal should be a big shocker where Britt is concerned. General Hospital is about to take fans on a ride filled with tension, mystery, and shocking revelations as Britt Westburn finds herself at the center of a plot no one saw coming. For weeks now, Port Charles has been buzzing with rumors and suspicions, but the latest twist confirms what many feared. Britt has secretly escaped from Liesl Obrecht, and the reason she's hiding may be far darker and more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. This isn't just a simple disappearance or a family spat. This is a high-stakes game where lives, loyalties, and even the future of the Westbourne Obrecht family could hang in the balance. Britt has always been a complex figure on General Hospital, part schemer, part victim, and often caught in the middle of chaos she didn't necessarily start. Her relationship with her mother Liesl has always been rocky at best. Liesl's history as a villain, her manipulative nature, and her willingness to cross ethical and legal lines for her own gain have made her both feared and respected in Port Charles. But this time, the tension between them has taken a sharp turn. Sources close to the situation reveal that Britt's decision to run may have been sparked by a horrifying discovery, something so disturbing that she could no longer trust Liesl or anyone in her inner circle. The escape itself was no small feat. Liesl has eyes and ears everywhere, and keeping anything hidden from her is nearly impossible. Yet somehow, Britt managed to vanish without leaving a trace, setting off alarm bells across Port Charles. Some believe she used her medical expertise to fake an illness or death, giving her the perfect cover to slip away undetected. Others think she may have had help from a surprising ally, perhaps someone who has their own reasons for wanting Liesl kept in the dark. The question now is why? Why would Britt feel the need to go underground, away from her home, her friends, and even her allies? One theory suggests she stumbled upon one of Liesl's secret projects, something illegal or deadly, and fears that exposing it could put her life at risk. Another possibility is that Britt herself is hiding something, perhaps a medical condition, a dangerous relationship, or involvement in a scheme that could backfire in catastrophic ways. While many in Port Charles have been quick to blame Liesl for pushing her daughter away, those closest to Britt know she's not entirely innocent. Her history is full of questionable choices, and her moral compass has been known to sway under pressure. Could it be that Britt isn't hiding from Liesl's wrath, but from the consequences of her own actions? Meanwhile, Liesl's reaction has only fueled speculation. Rather than mounting a public search or appealing for help, she's been strangely quiet, working behind the scenes, making cryptic phone calls, and meeting with shadowy figures. To some, this silence speaks volumes. Liesl may already know where Britt is and could be working to keep her there until she can control whatever damage Britt's disappearance might cause. The ripple effect of Britt's escape is already being felt. Jason Morgan, who has shared a complicated past with Britt, has reportedly been making inquiries, though whether he's trying to find her or protect her remains unclear. Anna Devane is said to be looking into the matter as part of a larger investigation, suspecting that Britt's disappearance may be tied to ongoing criminal activity in the city. Even Maxie Jones, who has had her own share of history with Britt, has been drawn into the drama, torn between loyalty to a friend and the fear of what the truth might reveal. For fans, the big question is when, or if, Britt will resurface. If she's on the run, how long can she stay hidden in a world where everyone seems to have an agenda and no secret stays buried forever? And when she does return, will she come back as the same woman? Or will the time in hiding change her in ways no one can predict? The drama is intensifying by the day, and with General Hospital's signature mix of intrigue, betrayal, and shocking twists, viewers can be sure this storyline is far from over. The tension between Britt and Liesl has always been compelling, but this time the stakes are personal, and the danger is real. Whatever Britt is running from, it's powerful enough to make her risk everything, including the chance she might never see her old life again. Liesl may believe she can control the outcome, but Britt has always been resourceful and unpredictable, especially when her back is against the wall. As the clock ticks and the search for answers continues, Port Charles is bracing for the moment when the truth finally comes to light. And when it does, it could destroy more than just the fragile bond between mother and daughter. It could send shockwaves through the entire town, changing alliances, shattering trust, and leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. In the end, Britt's escape may not just be about running from Liesl. It could be about protecting Port Charles from a threat no one else sees coming. But in a city where every secret has a price, Britt will soon find out that hiding from danger doesn't make it disappear. It only makes it hungrier. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.